Hey guys, good morning. So this morning I'm running to Home Depot, and before I go I wanted to show you what I'm doing. So I had bought some black-eyed Susans or some Rudbeckia the other day, and I've been keeping them where I always keep my flowers, kind of in the garage, and I let the sun come shine on them in the morning, and then I water them every day until I'm ready to plant them. And for some reason these just kept wilting. The soil seemed moist, but they're just wilting and wilting. So I want to see if I can take them back and replace them, and then I want to probably take you guys with me. I'm going to have Piper with me too, so we'll see how that goes. But if I can, I'll try to film some footage of me looking at some plants there. I might pick up a few other things, but I want to get these Rudbeckia in the ground because I just love them this time of year. But let me show you the plants before I take them back to Home Depot, and then we'll see what they say. Okay, maybe the lighting isn't the greatest. I mean, they look, half of the plant looks okay and the other half is just all wilted up. And I know they didn't get super dry, or maybe they did. My husband said he watered them too, so I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm really hoping that they can replace them. I have one that looks totally fine and we'll go look at it, but these three, I mean, they're looking a little better than they were, but I definitely have lost some flowers. So I've never done that before, so I'm hoping that they'll at least get me some for like half off. I'm not sure, but let me show you the one in the garage that looks good. So this is where I keep my plants back here. It's perfect because they get morning light here, and this one looks really great. I don't know why this one's happy and the other ones aren't. That's what they all should look like. Happy and healthy and full and not wilty. So we'll see what they say. Okay, much better. I'm home now. I'm so happy I got these. I think they're going to be obviously a lot happier. They're really full. So I'm going to show you a few places in my yard that I have some Rudbeckia already, and then we'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll get these in the ground. And then I bought a few other plants, some conifers, and I think I'll talk about those in a separate video. So today, in this video, I'm just going to focus on black-eyed Susans and Rudbeckia. I'll show you the tag for these. Obviously they're from Home Depot. These are the Rudbeckia fulgida varsolvanti. Probably totally botched that. So there's quite a few different varieties of Rudbeckia. This is pretty much the classic one. These can be kind of vigorous, but where I have them in my yard, they're not super vigorous. They like to reseed, and I actually want to encourage the reseeding this year. So when these are dried out and their seeds, I'm going to come in here and kind of rub and sprinkle some seeds around, and hopefully I'll get some re-blooming and some reseeding, and they can fill in nicely. But in the areas that I have them, they're just kind of in part sun, so they're not going super crazy. So over here where I have some blue spruce trees, which I absolutely love, I have some Rudbeckia. In my old house, we also had them in front of a blue spruce, and I loved like the blue toned with the yellow, so I love them so much. So I wanted to add some more in here around the base and just have this area pretty much filled in. We have some peonies here that just leave us this gorgeous foliage during the summer after they're done blooming, and then I just wanted a little more interest too. And these pop up midsummer and bloom all the way up through October, especially if you come back in here and like deadhead them, and they'll shoot up more blooms. So I had just planted one. This is its third year. It's gotten quite big, so I'm going to squeeze one in here, and then I'm going to squeeze one here, I think, and have this area full. And another thing I love about this area is I love this purple. These are kind of baby plants. These are the Boom Chocolata geranium, hardy geranium, and they bloom these purple flowers. They're so pretty, and I love purple with yellow, so it's such a pretty combination. And in the spring I have this purple here with the pink with the peonies, and that's really pretty too, the purple and the pink. And so I just love it, and I especially love when these pop out this time of year when we're getting to feel just a little bit fall, starting to crave it. The evenings are getting cooler, the days are getting shorter, and it just makes me super excited for fall. I don't generally put a lot of yellow in my yard, but I love these so much. And you can see they are in part sun, and this area is getting shadier and shadier, so I don't know how much longer I can have these here, but I want to keep them as long as I can. So you can kind of see that these are getting a little tall. They're kind of reaching for the sun, but I like that because they're peeking over this rock here, and I just think that's really pretty. And I do want to keep these rocks where I can see them, so I'm going to generally plant some low plants right next to it. But look how pretty they also are with this flower that I have. It's finally getting going here. This is the pink cashmere superbena, but such a fun combo. I'm really loving this area. And if you'll notice here, I came in and pulled out this daylily. I didn't like it, and I didn't love the color. It was kind of like an orange, and I'm just like, why am I keeping it there? It was blocking my Mugo pine, which I absolutely love, and I just didn't want it there anymore. And I finally just took it. I didn't even keep it. I just got rid of it. I have some other ones that I'm gonna move to a different part of my yard, but I think I'll like them all clumped together somewhere instead of just sporadically in the yard. They just tend to look kind of messy. The irises look a little messy too, but not quite as messy as the daylily. So I took that out, and I felt like it looked so much better being able to see this Mugo pine. So I'm planning on planting some more evergreens in this area, so I have a lot of winter interest. But anyway, that was a little side note. But I'm going to plant some in here, and then one back there, and then I have another spot where I want to plant the other one, where I have some other ones, which I absolutely love, by my other blue spruce. So over here by my other blue spruce, I have some Rudbeckia, and they've kind of receded down the hill, and so they're not quite as vigorous and fun as they were, but I just love them here. So I want to pop one more in here. I probably should have bought more, but I didn't. But as you can see, this area is also getting a little more shady, and so they're not quite as vigorous as they were before. These don't get watered as well on this hill. Now, Rudbeckia can take drier soils. In fact, I think they prefer that. But right here, it's pretty dry, and especially since it's on a hill. So I think they're struggling a little bit, but I definitely want to add more this year. Gosh, I feel like I should go back and get 2 more, and maybe I will later and add those. But I just love them here next to this blue, and I think I'm going to. So I'll come and I'll buy a couple more and put them here, but I'm going to put one in one of these spots. And I think that's so pretty in that spot. What else can we say about Rudbeckia? Yeah, there's a million different varieties. I like the varieties with the broad leaves. There's some that have like narrow, skinny leaves. There's some newer varieties that are more disease resistant. These I haven't had any problems with. They can tend to get powdery mildew on them, but we live in a really dry area, and I will get that once in a while, I've noticed, especially because we overhead water here in our yard, but not too bad because it's pretty dry. So they do have some new varieties that are more resistant to those diseases. And what I found when I did a little research recently is that they are in the aster family, which I thought was really interesting. And asters are quite hardy too, like these, and you'll see these everywhere. So these are native to the Midwest, I believe, and so they're pretty popular this time of year. You'll drive around and see them everywhere, and it's just kind of fun to pick up something that's blooming right now. While I'm in here, I think I'm going to come in and deadhead some of these sunflowers and hopefully get some more blooms. They've tried their best, but it's a little dry and shady in here, so they have struggled a little bit. And I wanted to mention too that I do have a purple aster in here, and it blooms. It'll start blooming next month. It's getting ready to bloom, and it's really pretty dark purple. I think it's going to be so fun in here, and it's going to look really pretty with that Rudbeckia looking out the window. So I really am loving the purple and yellow this year. It's just been my favorite, and purple and orange. That kind of seems to be the theme that I keep sticking with. So let's get planting. I don't have any biotone, but I think it's going to be okay. These are pretty hardy. I will make sure they keep them watered, especially here on this hill, as they are new, and hopefully they'll be successful and we'll have a lot of them. I do need to remember to come out here though and throw some seeds down so we keep getting them blooming here. Sorry, there's people mowing. So there's a few things I'm dealing with here. This cursed weed cloth. Can you see the edge of it right there? Oh, so annoying. And then this dirt is just compact. So I think I'm gonna get it wet, let it sit for a little bit. Then hopefully it'll be a little easier to work with. If I can't do it, I'm gonna go get my husband or one of my sons to do it for me. So I'm gonna get it wet first. Okay, here's what we got going here. I left the sound on so you could hear like the rocks. I used to call this my rock bed, but now I call it my pine bed, my blue spruce bed, whatever. But it's hard to tell how deep it is. I have a wire right here, you probably can't see it, that goes to this light right here. You see that? So I'm trying to avoid that because we've had a lot of problems with that. And this is just full of rocks and gravel, and the dirt's clay. I put water in here. I've done it a couple times, and I shoveled water, shovel, water, shovel, and it doesn't really settle because the dirt's not that great. But the sprinklers don't reach this, and so this one's doing great. It's pretty much how the soil condition is for this one. So I think this one's going to be fine too. It's just a matter of it taking forever to get down in the dirt. But I finally got it. Man, projects sure take longer than you want them to sometimes. But I think that's deep enough. It's hard to tell in the video, I know. And then I got this one planted over here. We'll look at that in a second, but let's get this in. That was exhausting. Okay, here is that one. The flowers are kind of low. I think it'll get really tall here when it's kind of reaching for the sun. Then we have this gorgeous one here. And then this one. Oh my goodness, that was kind of crazy. Let's see. Let me get some good light so you can see it. Yay. I love how it's surrounding this tree. That weed cloth. Let's talk about that. If you ever want to put weed cloth in your yard, if you're someone who just wants to set it and forget it, probably a good idea. Not a good idea for me. I hate that stuff so bad. I do not like weed cloth. I have had to rip it out of this area. That's why I don't like planting here. But I've pretty much ripped it out all of this area. It's just back in this tree that I haven't. And so that I knew I was going to be dealing with that. I dealt with it in both spots. Took forever. This probably took me an hour to do this whole spot. I thought this would take me about 15 minutes, but no. Should have remembered that this always takes longer. But I love all three by this blue spruce. They're going to be so stunning. And I'm going to clean this up, and then we're going to go over here and plant the other two by that blue spruce over there. Love them. So I came, this is the Back to the Fuchsia Salvia by Proven Winners, and it was getting tall. It bloomed again. I did like the selective pruning this year better than the like Chelsea chop or all the way cut back that I did last year. So I got one more round of blooms there. So I cut those back because they have new growth underneath, so that looks really nice. And now you can see these, and this is their time to shine. And you can see these sunflowers a little better too. I cleaned all those up along here, weeded, and did a few other things while I was down there. Worked down there for about half an hour. Didn't film that for you guys, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that, all about the Rudbeckia or Black-Eyed Susan. I love this plant, and obviously it's not going to reseed if you had weed cloth laid down, so it's kind of nice not to have that, obviously, or it's not going to reseed. So hopefully in this other area over here by my other blue spruces, it'll be able to reseed and hopefully fill in a little bit better. I'd love for it to just naturalize and fill in really nicely. But look at this. Oh my goodness. I'll put the name on the screen of these. I love them, and cutting this back just is going to make these shine. And then these dianthus I need to deadhead real quick. They don't bloom unless you deadhead. So I'm going to do that really quick. And then these are more visible now that I cut these back. I have another one here, and look how cute they are with water on them. They just hold water droplets. This is in the Artemisia family, I believe. And I'll deadhead this. And then now you can see these flowers here. So it just kind of opened up the area. And then I love this plant. This is Catula, I think. Could be saying that wrong. This is the third time it's bloomed with these cute little blooms. I first saw this when Janie from Dig Plant Water Repeat did a garden tour, and literally the next day I was at the nursery and saw it and grabbed all that they had. They only had 3. I definitely want more, but I did hear that you can split it. It was some lady's yard that she did a garden tour, and then recently she just added it in her yard too. But I have loved it. I've had it in here for a couple months, and it's rebloomed. Like, this is the 3rd time. So cute. And then now you can see this a little better because I cut back this, and that'll allow you to see that looking out in the backyard. That Rudbeckia right there. Always a chore planting on the hill and planting in that bed over there, but I'm really excited to have some August blooms and some blooms that just make me think that fall is coming, or know that fall is coming. So thank you for watching me polish my garden, and I hope it inspires you to polish yours too. We'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.